For today's second date, Nicole is on the phone, and apparently she paid for everything on her first date, and now she's not getting a call back. So I guess my question to you, Nicole, is are you calling because you want another date with this dude, or is this more of like a bill collector type situation? We're just going to hit him up for money.
Well, I really want the second date, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see if we can get you another date. If not, we'll figure out how to garnish his wages. So we're cool. We got you covered. Tell us a little bit about the guy. What's his name?
His name is Andy.
Andy, all right. And what did you do with Andy?
Well, we met on a dating app, and he seemed really, really cute and, like, funny and stuff on his profile.
Okay.
And we decided to meet at a restaurant.
Oh, it sounds very novel so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah.
But there were just, like, from the get-go, he didn't open the door for me. In fact, it was, like, a little bit awkward because, I was like, oh, do you want me to get the door for you? And he was like, what? And so, like, I opened the door for him, and I was like, welcome inside. And it was, like, super awkward.
So wait, did he seem clueless about the door opening, or was it something where he was kind of taking a stand?
At the time, he seemed like he didn't really know that he was supposed to do that. And it's not like I mind opening the door.
Right.
Really?
Right.
Okay, but you would have preferred that he opened the door for you?
I mean, yeah, I would have preferred him open the door for me.
It's a polite thing to do.
Yeah. So, I kind of forgot about it at the time. But I was really excited to learn about him and see what his interests were. So at first I didn't, really mind, but he didn't really ask me any questions about me.
Hey, Nicole, I hate to stop you, but you want to call this guy for another date, right?
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
He's kind of like a jerk.
Yeah, it sounds horrible.
No, he's super hot, Nicole. Is that what it is? He's super hot and you don't care. I'm being honest. Like, is that where you're at?
Okay, yeah, I mean, he's really hot. He is.
Okay.
But I think he's just a little rough around the edges, And I think if he were with somebody who was really genuinely into him, he could, soften up a bit.
Oh, no.
Oh, nice. So you're hoping to change his edges, make him a little softer.
You're going to take on a project and change the guy that you want to date.
That'll work.
I know how that sounds. I know that sounds good. But I mean, people change all the time, and like who you hang out with.
You know what, Nicole? You tell yourself anything you need to tell yourself to convince yourself that this is going to work out well.
No, I promise it's not as bad as it sounds. I'm serious.
Okay.
So what was the highlight of the date? Since so far I feel like we've heard a lot of lowlights.
Well, when he started talking about fantasy sports, that was something that I had no idea really what that was.
Wait, you're not into it?
Why is he even talking about that?
I mean, I thought it was kind of cool. I didn't know that it wasn't like a real team or like you just pick and choose.
Okay.
From the description of your date so far, I'm imagining you're not even really talking about fantasy sports. He's just checking his fantasy scores while you're talking to him.
I think he was on his phone maybe once. That was it. Which I think is good,
Okay.
I'm just glad that he didn't drink very much, and he says he's a non-smoker, and I don't think he gambles. I'm glad he's not that.
Okay.
That's good.
So there's some positives.
Yeah, we can get married tomorrow. It's fine.
And so you said that you paid. What happened when the bill came? How did that work?
I think maybe I just jumped the gun because I was a little bit nervous, and the bill came, and I was like, "Oh, I don't mind paying if you want to go half." Or I was a little bit forthcoming, about it. But he did pay the tip.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, cool. And tips what, 10% on the bill probably?
I don't know. I just assumed he gave a really good tip. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
So wait, I do think it's totally fine for a woman to pay.
Of course.
Especially if the woman is the one who asked him out. Are you the one that initiated it on the dating app?
No.
Okay.
Ooh.
So
All right.
now I think that's not good, Nicole.
I mean, it was really refreshing. I felt a little bit liberating. I also felt a bit broker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So was that all you guys did? Go out to dinner? Or did you do more?
Nope, that's all we did. We went out to dinner, and then he said that he had to take off. I think he had an early morning.
Really?
What?
Come
Nicole,
on, dude.
I'm sorry. Okay.
He didn't do anything right.
Listen, he didn't hold doors open. He didn't ask any questions about you. He talked about fantasy football that you're not even into the whole time. And then when you asked to split the tab, he picked up the tip. When you hear that back, do you realize that maybe your standards aren't high enough?
It's a red flag.
I know it sounds bad, but the truth is he is really confident and bright. And the only problem we have right now is that he's not texting me back. It's been about a week, and he hasn't texted me back.
Whoa.
Okay, well, and he sounds like a really communicative guy, so that's weird for him, I'm sure.
I mean, I'm sure he's really busy, you know, but before he was texting me a bunch.
Okay, well,
Right.
we'll play a song, come back, and then see if we can get him on the phone and get your second date, okay?
Yay! Thank you.
All right. We'll do it next. Hang on. If you're just joining us for today's second date, Nicole is on the phone, and she wants to call a dude named Andy. And Andy can really only be described as a modern-day gentleman. A knight in shining armor.
Really?
They went out for dinner, and Andy didn't open a single door. Didn't even ask her any questions and just talked about his fantasy football team the whole time. And at the end of the lovely evening, he made her pay the bill. But he did offer to leave the tip for the server.
Nice guy.
Yes, Andy sounds like an amazing date.
What a
And
dreamboat.
we're all not sure why Nicole wants to call him back, really. But we're about to do it either way. Nicole, are you ready to give Andy a call?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's give him a call.
Okay.
And have you told this story to any of your girlfriends?
Yes. I just don't feel like people really understand, like, the good parts.
Okay,
really.
so they had the same advice we did. Like, maybe just let this one go.
Well, yeah.
All right.
But they don't understand. They weren't there, Nicole. They didn't get to see the look on his face when he was ignoring you to talk about his fantasy football, you know?
You guys don't get it. I can change him. I really can. If we just, like, had some time together and communicated what was needed.
Famous last words.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to dial his phone number right now and see if we can get him on the phone, okay?
Awesome. I'm excited.
Me too. Can't wait to talk to Andy and see if I can feel exactly what you feel about him, because I'm still not getting it, Nicole.
You'll get it. Trust me.
Okay, if you say so.
Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is this Andy?
Yes, this is him.
Andy, what's up, dude? This is Jubal from Brooke Jubal in the Morning.
All right. How can I help you?
Well, I'm calling you today because we got an email about you from somebody who listens to the show.
This show meaning what now? I don't understand.
The radio show Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the one that you're currently on.
Oh. I'm sorry, man. I'm getting ready for work right now. I can't do this right now.
Okay, well, if you just give us a few minutes, just to like a minute of your time, I promise.
Fine, but I don't have a lot of time.
Okay. Well, I'll get straight to the point then, okay? You went out on a date the other day with somebody named Nicole, and she emailed us because she says you're not texting her back anymore, and she wants to know why.
Yeah, well, not all first dates in the world need another date, you know?
Whoa.
Can I go? Is that okay?
Well, can you give us just like another second? We want to know why.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, some dates don't need another one in the world, right? Like I said, that's all
Okay.
really it is.
Whoa.
But that's not really like an explanation of why. Can you just tell us why? I know you got to go.
I mean, you know, I'll tell you, completely honest, I wasn't physically attracted to her off the bat.
Oh.
Okay, wait, hold on. Because the way she described your date, like, that's fine, that happens, but it sounds like you were, like, kind of rude to her, man, on the date.
I mean, yeah, I was.
Why would you be rude to her?
What?
I mean, yeah, you're not attracted to her. Maybe you don't want another date. Whatever, that happens. We get it. But, like, why would you be rude to her?
I don't know, man. She looks totally different on Tinder, you know?
Oh.
You get one of those profiles and it's like, oh, she's beautiful, but then you see her in person and you're like, no, I can't do this. She looked exactly like my sister, okay?
What?
Wait, so now, wait, hold on. I mean, I'm glad you're not attracted to your sister, but, like,
We've had second dates where people have been like, dude, it was awesome. She looked like my sister. So it's good to hear that you're kind of
What?
not going that way with it. But
Yeah. Weird show.
why be rude, though? Why not just sit there and at least have a good time?
Look, I don't want to waste anybody's time. I don't want to go on a date with somebody who looks like my sibling.
I don't know, man. That just still feels kind of weird, like, that you would, like, make her pay and everything.
Look, I tried everything to turn her off. I talked about my fantasy football all the time. I thought I could go on for like a half an hour about fantasy football and she wouldn't want to like talk to me anymore. You know?
Oh, so you were purposely doing those things.
Hell yeah, I did that. And after the meal, I belched this just huge belch and she thought that was cute.
She didn't tell us about that part.
No, and we get out to the parking lot, and we're standing there in the parking lot, and I'm like, I parked in a handicapped spot for like 2 hours, and she thought that was funny. She didn't think that was like a jerk thing to do.
No.
So, I mean, at this point, like, are you, I'm almost even questioning her?
I am. I'm like, is there anything that can turn you off? You know? Can I literally say I'm on work relief right now? I have to go back to prison tomorrow. And she'll think that's cute.
That is sexy. I like him. He's committed to his job. I mean, he has to be, but whatever.
Yeah, so I don't even know what's up with this chick. I'm just happy that I don't have to talk with her again. That's all that really matters to me. So,
Well, you kind of do because she's on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
You're joking.
Nope, not at all. Nicole, you there?
Yeah, hi, Andy.
There's Nicole.
Hey.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
It's okay.
How are you laughing, Nicole?
What? It's okay.
Nicole, you're the most positive person I think we've ever had on this show.
Well, no, I mean, I appreciate the honesty.
You appreciate it?
Oh, Jesus.
I do. I mean, now I understand why the thing with the door and why the fantasy sports and everything. Like, I knew you weren't a really, disrespectful person. I knew that there was probably a reason behind it. I thought maybe, I don't know, your hand was hurt or you were, low on money or something. I don't. And I know, like, when you belch, sometimes it just means that you like the food. So I was like, I don't know, I'll just let it happen. Like, not a lot of people are very genuine. I mean, I can see why you would do that.
What?
Look, I'm not good at rejecting people in their faces, so this is like the second best thing that I can think about.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not very good at rejecting people either. I get it. So.
How are you? You're just like, I am so glad we talked that out. You were a jerk to me on your first date because you didn't think I was attractive. Thank you.
Well, no. He didn't say that he didn't think I was attractive. He said that he wasn't attracted to me because I reminded him of his sister.
It's a good point.
Yeah, you kind of do, and that kind of freaks me out a little bit.
Well, I mean, it's better than the other way around,
Yeah, but it doesn't change the fact that you look like my sister.
No, yeah. I mean, I totally get it. I totally get it, and I'm glad to know now.
Wait,
Glad to
Nicole,
know.
I mean, he hasn't even apologized for his rude behavior. Like, at least, Andy, can you give her, like, some apology, man?
You know what? You're right. I'm so sorry. Nicole, I am so sorry that I didn't reject you right away. That was the right thing to do. That's the right thing to do,
Yeah.
You guys, what about human decency in dating? I mean, Nicole, get mad.
No, I mean, why would I get mad when he's actually, telling me the truth? Most guys don't do that, At least he's not lying to, like, get in my pants or anything.
Wait, no, but, like, there's a way to deliver the truth, Nicole, that doesn't end up with, like, you footing the whole bill when you ask to split the bill. Like, without him being rude and parking in handicapped parking lots. Like, you can be honest and still be respectful of people.
Excuse me, I paid the tip.
Oh, my God.
See?
He did pay the tip, and I didn't mind paying for the dinner. And I mean, I thought you were cute and fun, so it was well worth it to me.
All right.
Oh, my God.
Nicole, you're the most understanding person
Yes.
Wow.
ever.
I have been told that.
But you do look like Andy's sister. That is a problem, I guess.
Yeah.
But I still have to ask Andy. Andy, would you like to go out with Nicole on another date? We'll pay for it.
Oh, man. I have a really hard time saying no. Clearly I have an extremely difficult time saying no, so I guess I'll reluctantly say, yeah, sure, why not?
Say yes.
Wait, what? You're going to go out with her again? I thought you weren't attracted to her.
Look, I'm really bad at rejecting people to their faces, so yeah, I'll take the date. We can go out as friends. You guys pay for it. That's great.
Oh, my God.
Nicole.
So a friend date. Nicole, are you still down to go out with Andy?
Yeah, I want to.
Oh,
Of
Nicole.
course.
There you go.
Nicole, you're turning yourself into a doormat.
Yeah.
Well, no. I mean, I can see how you see it that way, but I see it differently. You hear about people starting off as friends all the time, and then it, blossoms into something more.
Hey,
You just
right?
don't know.
Nope, not happening. We're going out as friends.
What?
Sorry.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure you're a great friend, too. I mean,
Oh, my God.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Oh, my God.
Well, Nicole, congratulations. You got a second date. And Andy, congratulations on getting a second date with your sister. That's exciting.
Moving 92. 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know what I found that women absolutely love?
This isn't going to be good.
Yeah, awkward mustaches.
No.
They dig
God,
it
they're
so
gross.
much.
Definitely not.
We've got Carl on the phone with us right now. Carl actually met a girl online. His email for a second date update said that he's concerned his mustache for Movember might have turned her off a little bit because it looks different than his profile picture. They met on a dating website.
Because it looks different or because it looks kind of pervy?
Yeah,
Hey,
how
it's
does
for good cause,
It
you
is-
guys.
I know,
Come on.
but hey, there's got to be attraction on a date.
If anybody doesn't know what Movember is, guys grow out their facial hair for prostate cancer awareness. Carl is apparently doing that, right, Carl?
Yeah.
How's your mustache look? Is it really bad?
No, it's not really bad. I mean, I'm not tonsilic or anything, but it's not, it's not bad. It's just, it's just not as thick is all.
Carl,
Okay.
would you use the word wispy to describe it?
I'll plead the fifth on that.
No, then that's bad.
So your email said
Gross.
that you were concerned the girl you went out with, Rachel, might have been turned off by your mustache because it looks different than your profile pic on your dating site. Did you tell her that it was for Movember?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody knows about Movember, don't they? I mean, it's kind of like it's a movement, like it's kind of a big deal.
What was like the main thing that attracted you to her profile?
Yeah, so on the dating site, we had like a 97% match. If she was any closer, she'd be my mirror from Justin Timberlake,
Wow.
Quoting JT.
Yeah. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's why she's not calling you back. You quote Justin Timberlake.
If it was any closer, she would have grown a mustache.
Okay, that would have been bad.
So how did the date go with Rachel?
No, I mean, I thought it was a good date. She was a little bit prettier than she looked on her profile pic, so I got a little bit nervous. But, I think it still went smooth. I mean, at one point I spilled a little bit of wine on myself, but, that was after a couple glasses. So, I mean, we weren't, like, wasted or anything.
Right, so you took her out to wine and diner, Carl. What was, like, the most memorable moment on your date?
I don't know. I just felt like a connection. Like, we were, like, looking in each other's eyes. We were smiling a lot.
You were stroking your mustache.
Oh, come on, man. Boo. No, man. It was cool, Like, we were just getting along. Like, I felt a connection, Like, it was genuine. It was authentic, I thought,
Okay.
Did Carl just boo you?
I don't know what he did. Okay.
Talking about stroking my mustache, man. Come on.
All right. So how did the date end then after everything was done?
It went well. I walked her to the cab and we kissed. I mean, I thought it was just an amazing kiss. We just looked at each other's eyes and we locked lips, and she was just, I felt very connected. I felt like it was, like I felt very close to her. I felt like, wow, this girl, she's amazing. I can't wait to get to know her more.
Wow.
I love
And
first
then that's when she
kisses.
ran off and hopped in her car and
She did
never
not
been heard
run
from again.
off. She did not run off. I held her hand slowly, put her in the cab, shut the door lightly,
All
and the
right.
cab whisked her away home safe.
Oh,
Wow. It's like crazy, like when you feel that strongly after a kiss that the other person could not feel the same way. I mean, they have to, right?
Oh, no, it's happened quite a bit in my life.
All right.
It takes two, man. Come on, it takes two.
Well, we're going to play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Cool.
All right, man, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Remember, if you want a second date update, all you have to do is email us, brookandjubal@moving925.com. We will call the person who didn't call you back, like we're about to do for Carl. Carl wants us to call Rachel. They met online, had a good time on the date. He's a little concerned she might have been turned off by his mustache that he's growing for Movember. I think Movember's probably a bad month just to date in general for guys. So,
really is.
Carl, maybe you timed it a little wrong.
My best friend really does call it No Sex November because her husband's growing one and she cannot stand it.
Yeah, but they're married.
So
a good point.
it's no
It's a good
sex
point.
all the time. Right? That's okay.
No Sex 2013.
Yeah.
That's not true.
All right, Carl, we're about to call her right now. Is there anything else that you thought of while you were waiting that could have turned her off?
I can't think of anything now.
Maybe it's your enthusiasm, Carl.
Maybe what?
Your enthusiasm.
Oh, come on. I want to find out what's going on. I'm like nervous. I'm sorry, okay?
It's okay. I'm
That's
just
all right.
giving you credit.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find something else to rip on you about before we call her. Yeah. All right. Okay, we're going to call her right now so we can get her on the phone and get your second date update, okay?
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, hang on.
Hello?
Hi, is this Rachel?
Yeah, it's me.
Hey, Rachel, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. I'm moving 92.5.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. Why are you calling me?
You recently went out on a date with a friend of mine.
Okay, and
And-
you're calling me because of that?
Yep, because he went out on a date with you, liked you a lot, but you haven't been calling him back, and he wanted me to call you and ask why.
On the radio?
Yep.
Okay.
The guy that I'm talking about, his name is Carl. Do you remember going out on a date with Carl?
Oh, Carl.
Oh, no. That was a bad
Nice guy,
Oh.
kind of
Yeah,
an
real-
awkward,
Real nice.
kind of an awkward mustache for November.
Yeah.
It's all coming
yeah,
back to you.
I mean, yeah, I remember Carl.
Okay. Is there any reason why you don't want to go out with Carl again?
I don't think that we really clicked, I guess. I don't know.
Were you not attracted to him?
He's fine. He's not bad looking, he's nice.
Was it his creepy mustache for November?
No.
Okay.
It was bad, though, wasn't it?
It was not good. Yeah, he just should not. I totally appreciate November. It's a great thing, but some people just should not do it.
Yeah.
Well said.
You kissed him at the end of the night, though. He told us that.
Yeah, God, he told you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the way he looks. It's just sort of like how he is.
Is he awkward?
I will just say that Carl is a hugger.
What?
A hugger, like as soon as you met him, he hugged you and that scared you away?
When we did meet, I went out to shake his hand, and he just sort of brought me in for a big 20-second hug.
20
Oh.
seconds.
Too long.
That's a long hug, though.
Okay,
But
that's
come on,
different
you
than
ended up
just-
swapping spit with him at the end of the night. That can't be a deal breaker.
No, the hug was whatever. It was a long hug, but then at the same time, he was whispering in my ear,
Okay.
being God, I'm so glad we finally get to do this.
That is
I
kind of strange.
I support the hug. I don't support the whispering.
He hugged our waiter at the end of dinner.
Really?
I do that.
He said that
Kinda
you hug
nice.
your waitstaff?
I mean, if we connected,
I've
yeah.
maybe
That's weird.
I've hugged
8
people
years of
before.
serving, maybe once have I been
Yeah.
hugged, and it was probably my mom.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe
Nobody
they were
hugs their waitstaff, Brooke.
What
Great
if they were
salad. Yeah, bring it in.
joking around?
Yeah.
But if that's really made a connection
No.
with that person.
No, because then he as we were leaving, he also hugged the host as we were leaving.
Real? Okay, so Carl's a creepy hugger. That's
With the
what you
creepy
think of him.
No, Carl's a sweet hugger.
It's not even creepy. It's just exuberant in a way that I'm not into.
I'm just imagining him leaving tips in the form of hugs.
Yeah.
You
Like,
got
not
6
cash.
hugs tonight.
Oh, I think that is really sweet of Carl.
No, you don't.
Yes,
Come
I
on.
do.
He's walking through the restaurant hugging everybody he walks by, Brooke. You can't possibly really think that is a normal thing.
She said that it wasn't creepy and it could be making other people's day better.
I mean, we were not wasted. Do you know what I mean? He just likes wrapping his arms around things.
Hey,
Okay, time out. Can I talk?
Rachel,
Can I say
Carl-
something?
yeah, Carl is actually on the phone, Rachel, and heard everything you just said.
What?
Hey.
Carl, don't sound so defeated.
Carl, do you need a hug? What's wrong?
Yeah,
bud?
he does.
First of all, the reason that I hugged is because when guys meet girls sometimes stuff their bras. And so when guys hug girls, they can kind of get a sense if that's going on or not. Please defend me, Jubal. Do guys do
Oh
this?
my God! How many times has that happened to you?
Jubal, do guys do this or do they not?
I have never hugged a woman to check if she's stuffing. I have hugged a woman to feel them,
Yeah.
but not to check if they're stuff. So is that why you hugged her? Because you wanted to check and see if she was stuffing her bra?
No girl stuffs her bra.
I think girls stopped doing that around 14.
Yeah.
I'm not
No,
positive.
no, man.
Come
'cause
on.
They're wearing the chicken
Why?
cutlets. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, they do have the cutlets. You are right. Yeah, good point. Never mind.
Can't
I'm
tell
on your
the
side, Carl.
difference on those.
I'm completely on your side, Carl.
And would you have just left the date if if you figured out she was stuffing? Like, we just went out?
No, but I just want to know what's going on. I'm human.
Okay. Well, all right, Carl. So if you're being honest about that, then why are you hugging everybody else in the restaurant?
Because you're nice.
Because I wanted to catch on.
Because what?
I didn't want her to catch on.
Oh, so you wanted her to just think you hug everybody, so you're not like...
Oh, you guys.
He was playing it off.
Why do you think this guy is so nice, bro?
Yeah.
I don't anymore. That's why I'm disappointed. I wanted him to be like this great hugger who is spreading love and like.
Okay, you can
just
stop with the
sending
hug.
a
It's
message
weird.
of-
We can all agree that it's weird to hug everybody you walk by.
Rachel, are you more
strange.
turned off after hearing his explanation?
I find his boy logic to be real dumb.
Uh-huh.
But I'm honest.
Yeah,
How
that's
many
true.
honest men have you
That's
met?
also just the way you think. Like, cause then I'm just like, okay, well, if that's what he does when he first meets me, when he meets my friends, is he gonna like do that?
Say it, Rachel.
I like that you've already brought up introducing him to your friends, which leads me to my next question. Would you guys like to go out on a second date? Rachel, would you like to go out with Carl again? We'll pay for it.
I don't think so.
No?
Like, but I'm really hoping that you can like learn from this experience.
All right, Carl, I'm sorry you did not get your second date.
Okay.
But hey, Carl, the big question that nobody's asked yet, were they real?
Oh.
Was she stuffing?
I'm a gentleman, and I wouldn't say.
Yeah, right.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I wanna be free. I wanna just live.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You ever have one of those days where you feel like the world's just making you its personal toilet? Like
Do we need a sound effect?
it's a day after it had some bad Mexican food, and it just keeps dumping on you over and over and over again. Well, that's the kind of day that Kevin had when he decided to go out on a date with the girl that he wants to call today. Her name is Denise, I guess. Kevin, your email said that you had a terrible day when you went out with this girl.
Oh my God, the worst.
I don't even know what happened, and I already feel empathy for you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So tell us a little bit about it. What was so bad about your day?
Okay, so leading up to the date, somebody rear-ended me.
Ooh.
So I had to bring the car into the shop. So I didn't have a car to bring her on the date.
Oh, that sucks. Okay.
But she's got to be understanding of that. Like, you gave her a heads up, right?
Well, yeah, I had given her a heads up, but it was, last minute, like 2 hours before the date.
Oh, that sucks.
Okay.
All right.
So running through my head now, I'm like, I look like an idiot because I can't bring her on the date. And that's what you want to be. You want to be gentlemanlike. You want to,
Yeah.
chivalry.
But at least it wasn't like you just didn't have a car and you forgot to tell her in 2 hours before. Like, oh, yeah, my bad. You got to drive. You were in an accident.
Yeah, and if anything, it's got to be a good read on her personality, right? Because if she's a total a-hole about it, you probably know you don't want to date her any further.
Well, yeah, that's a really good point because people also tend to judge you on the first dates.
Yeah. I mean, you're going out on a first date with somebody, that's always when they're looking at you most critically.
Absolutely.
So what else happened? I mean, was that the terrible bad thing that happened to you that day?
Well, that was pretty bad because then I had to call her and ask her to come pick me up.
Oh.
All right.
That's rough.
So it started out being, hey, I'll pick you up at 7. And then it was, I got in a car accident. Can you come pick me up at 7?
Right, and then how bad does it look if I'm opening the door of her car to, get her to say it?
Yeah.
Did you do that? Did you actually go and open her car door?
Yeah, I did it as a joke to kind of break the ice.
Oh, that's funny.
That's a good move, sir. Good move.
She thought it was funny.
That's good.
So we get to the restaurant, and then to make my day even worse, they didn't have my reservation on file.
Oh, no.
Are you?
That sucks. Because now it looks like you didn't even make a reservation.
I know. So it looks even worse on my behalf because here I am trying to be really organized for this date, and she's kind of looking at me as if to say, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would start to not believe any of your story at this point. Like,
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought she was thinking. And, you kind of look at somebody's face and you see their eyes kind of drifting to the side, like, oh my god.
Okay, sure. Your car's in the shop. Yeah, all right, sure. You made a reservation.
oh, look at that. What's next? You forgot your credit card and she has to pay. Imagine that.
No, I had my credit card with me, so it was fine.
Okay, good. I'm glad we at least got that worked out.
Where'd you guys end up eating? Did you go somewhere else?
Well, no, we actually got to stay at that restaurant because they had a space at the back of the restaurant right by the kitchen.
Oh, one of the good tables.
Yeah.
So how was dinner once you finally got in there?
It was actually really good. Yeah, we had a great time. We had just talked the entire time. We kind of put our cell phones to the side. You know how you stack your cell phones so that the first person to answer a cell phone typically pays for the meal? That's what we were kind of joking about.
Oh, I've never played that game.
That sounds fun.
Oh, yeah, it's really efficient. It gets people off their phones really quick.
Yeah, I bet.
So wait, you were actually going to make her pay if she answered a text message before you? And
Well,
you're
I
the
was-
one to ask her out?
I was going to pay anyway, but it was just kind of incentive for us to really keep communication.
Like a fun icebreaker, sort of.
That sounds good.
Yeah. So we finished the meal, we get to dessert, and we actually had dessert, which is a great sign on a date because that means, you can just talk over dessert. You never want to eat dessert fast. You don't want to be that person.
No, it means that she wants to stay longer and actually talk to you because if she's having a horrible time, she's not going to order dessert.
Yeah, let's get the check.
Right. Exactly. So afterwards, we paid the bill, and she drives me home.
Yep, that's right. Oh, she had to drive because you didn't have your car.
Yeah.
So did you guys kiss or anything? Was she a gentlewoman and walked you to the door?
Well, here's the thing. I had joked. I was like, "Hey, do you want to walk me to the door?" And she didn't. And
She didn't? She turned you down?
What'd she say?
She was like, "No, I'm good." So I was like, "Okay." So I tried to wrap the night up quickly, and I leaned in for a kiss, and she was like, maybe next time."
Yeah. You should have known when she said no to the door walk that she didn't want the kiss. Like, that's why she said no.
Well, I was trying to compromise. I was like, "We can stay in the car."
So you ended with no kiss and her saying, "No, I'm good," to walking you to the door. Sounds like she might have not been having as good of a time as you thought she had.
I'm not going to lie. I felt like she was sending you mixed signals, ordering the dessert and then not going in for the kiss at the end.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Why do you think she's not calling you back?
Where do I begin?
I guess you're right. There was a few things. Okay, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Hold on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Second Date Update Field.
No.
Taking the plate right now is Kevin. Kevin went out with a girl named Denise when he stepped up to the plate. And strike number one came when he got in a car accident and couldn't pick her up for the date. And if that wasn't enough, strike number two came after the restaurant didn't have Kevin's reservation down in their records. And of course, strike number three, when Kevin went in for a kiss at the end of the night and got the old N.O. He went in for a kiss and she said no. And Kevin, of course, thinks he's not getting a call back because his date went so bad.
Now, are you sure after listening to that play-by-play that you maybe shouldn't just chalk this game up to a loss and move on?
Why not take a risk?
All right. You liked her that much.
Yeah, she was fun.
That's right. Sometimes in life you strike out and then you just have to get right back up there and swing again. Am I right, Kevin?
Sounds good.
All right. Let's hope you don't get sent back down to the minor leagues. All right, you ready? Let's do it.
He's like, yes, I've been ready for a long time, but I want you all to shut up already.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it, not me.
All right, here we go, Kevin.
Hello?
Hi, I was looking for Denise.
This is she.
Hey, Denise, how are you?
Who is this?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Okay. I've heard of it.
Sweet.
Awesome. We're taking a survey today.
Cool. We'll check that down. Any idea why I'm calling you?
No.
You recently went out with a guy named Kevin.
How would you know that?
I know that because Kevin actually emailed us and told us a little bit about your date.
What?
And then asked if we could call you to find out why you don't want to go out with him again.
Really? He wrote into you guys.
Yeah, he emailed us. It's a segment we do on our show. We do it all the time. It's called a second date update.
There are a lot of reasons why I don't want to go out with him again.
Really? A lot of reasons?
I want to hear at least a couple.
Let's start with the beginning. He said that he thought you might not be calling him back because his car was like in the shop and you had to come pick him up.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out. Like, I have a car. It was fine. I understand when people get in, like, accidents. Like, obviously, he didn't plan for that. Yeah. Hopefully, it's not, like, a thing that happens all the time, because then that's, like, a whole nother issue.
Right.
But what else did he tell you about the date?
He said that you guys had dinner, shared dessert, and then you drove him back to his place.
Yeah.
And he tried to get a kiss, and you were just like, nope.
No way.
No way.
See, and I thought that was mixed signals because you ordered dessert, which usually indicates you're having a good time and you want it to last longer.
No, I just like dessert.
Oh, okay. So you can sacrifice hanging out with a dude you're not that into for some chocolate. I get that.
All right, so he wasn't so terrible that you couldn't eat dessert with him, is what you're saying.
I could handle a couple more minutes.
Okay. So what didn't you like about him then?
It all sort of started when I picked him up. I was okay with picking him up, but when he got in the car, you know, I could just tell that he was really frazzled. And I get it. He was just in a car accident, calling his insurance. Like, I totally am a human, and I understand that, like, that's really stressful. But when he got in the car, he said he was tired, and I was like, do you want me to take you home? But he just said no, and he just asked if we drove to the restaurant in silence because he was just going to take a little micro nap.
Are you
Take
serious?
a nap?
He slept in the car while you drove to the restaurant?
Yeah, I was like, you know what? It's when, like, fine, turn on the radio, like, let him zone out.
Oh, my God.
Totally get that. Then he actually closed his eyes, said, like, thanks, like, we'll catch up when we get to the restaurant.
Shut up. What was going through your head when you're driving in the car with this sleeping stranger sitting next to you?
It was, like, just really bizarre.
Did he ever address it? Like apologize? Like, hey, I'm sorry that I took a nap.
No. In fact, when we got to the restaurant, I put the car in park, and he just snapped right awake. And it was like, oh, here we are. And I mean, it was so weird. Like, he just was like this brand new, refreshed person after this 10-minute car ride and this little nap that he took.
That's all the guy needed was a nap.
Yeah, it's back to
A little power nap, and then you're good.
Yeah, I mean, we were having such a good time. Like, really nice, easy conversation. And then we ordered dessert. And right after we ordered, he said, I'm going to take a little nap again.
What?
At the table?
What?
At the table.
Is he? Was he joking with you at that point?
No, so I asked him if he was joking, and he said he wasn't. And before he even finished that sentence, he was curled up in a little ball in the booth in the back of the restaurant.
Oh, my God.
Like he actually curled up in a ball in the booth?
Lay down.
Pretty much. I mean, he wasn't sucking his thumb, but he was getting very comfortable.
And he wasn't kicked out of the restaurant? I've done that a lot drunk, and they kick you out.
Yeah, that's
Probably because of the drunk part, Jubal.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
Yeah, not the sleeping part.
How long was he asleep for?
Like 15 minutes.
Wait,
But again, it was like they put the plate on the table, and he just snapped awake and was like ready to have more conversation, and I was just very confused.
So you're sitting there twiddling your thumbs for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then he just goes back into talking about whatever you guys left off on?
It was incredible. I have never heard or seen of, you know, this ability to nap anywhere, but it happened on my date, and I don't know.
I know the perfect way to figure it out, Denise.
What's that?
Why don't we just ask him? Because Kevin's actually on the other line listening to this conversation, and he wants to talk to you.
Or sleeping through the conversation. Yeah. I don't...
What?
Kevin, are you there?
Hi, Denise. Yeah, I'm here.
Wake up, Kevin.
This is not happening.
No, it actually is.
Denise, I didn't think you'd have such a big problem with napping.
You
can nap all you want in your room, on a couch, in front of the TV, but like on a first date, in a restaurant, in my car.
But they're just micro naps. Like, the date wouldn't have gone so well if I was tired.
What? But I asked in the beginning. I said we don't have to do this. Like I totally like I knew you were stressed out. I could see it.
But we did go on a date. We had a great time on the date. We even had dessert, and I only had 2 naps. So
this is all the time. You take naps like that all the time. Not when you're just stressed out about a car accident.
They work really well. I'm actually surprised more people don't do it. I don't know why everybody finds it so funny.
Kevin, are you saying that you don't find it strange that you took 2 naps on a first date?
No, it's not strange at all. You're making this out to be a bigger issue than it really is. Look, a lot of people take micro naps throughout the day. A lot of Japanese people take naps throughout the day.
I take naps. Yeah, I get that, but I don't curl up in a restaurant booth with a girl I'm trying to impress while I'm eating dinner with her.
Well, see, okay, that's what you're not getting. I couldn't impress her with such a great date without taking that nap.
You didn't impress me by taking those naps either.
Okay, look, I feel like I'm on trial here for taking a nap, okay?
Kevin, you're not on trial for taking a nap. You're not. You're on trial for taking 2 naps.
Yeah.
On your first date. It is kind of strange.
Look, I've listened to you on the radio, and you are kind of strange, so why is this my problem?
That is very true. Very true.
Wait, I'm still confused. Do you have like a sleeping disorder or something, Kevin?
Yeah.
It's not a sleeping disorder. You take naps throughout the day. It makes you more productive. Michelangelo painted the Sistine Chapel by taking naps, okay?
Whoa.
He did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Kevin, but I doubt that he took naps while he was on a first date with a girl.
That's true. We don't know much about Michelangelo's dating experience.
You know, I'm sure if he did have a girl that he was dating, that he would have taken micro naps, and they would have had a great date.
I will say, Denise, I mean, despite this odd behavior, which isn't really necessarily bad towards you at all, you had a great time.
When he was awake, yes.
Okay, Denise, what about this? What if I can promise you that Kevin stays awake and you guys go out on a second date? We will pay for it.
Are you going to come with us?
No, I don't want to be around Kevin. But we will pay for a second date if you'll go out with him again. Kevin, can you stay awake?
Yes, or we could take a napping date together.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there you go.
A little cuddle time.
That's an attractive offer, but I think I like to go on dates where people stay awake the whole time and we don't have to worry about someone falling asleep. So
Wait,
I'm okay.
I think you should take a micro nap and make that decision again.
Oh.
I'm okay. I'm okay with my sleep schedule. I'm like a grown woman who stays awake. When
Are you
the
sure,
sun's
Denise?
out.
Denise, we could wait for like 10 minutes while you take a nap and sleep on it.
Please, would you mind? Would you mind? Just so everyone knows what that feels like. No, I'm good.
All right. Well, Denise, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Kevin, I'm sorry we couldn't get you a second date.
It was worth a try.
Or maybe warn people about your micronaps. Let them know what you're doing first.
Yes.
Or just learn how to stay awake for a 4-hour span. I don't know.
You know, you guys are really missing out here. These micro naps are the way of the future. If you want to be productive, if you want to, bring your ratings up, you should probably try some micro naps.
Hey, we'll try anything at this point. So, yeah, why not?
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 that says, maybe that guy had narcolepsy. You need to back off. No, he did not have narcolepsy. I'm talking about today's second date update. He admitted that he did not have any disorder with sleeping.
Yeah.
If you missed it, Kevin wanted to call a girl named Denise. They went out for a date to dinner. And during the date, the reason that she wasn't calling him back was because he took naps. Like in the car ride there, he was like, hold on a second. I'm going to take a nap till we get there. And then at the dinner table, he actually took a little nap.
Jeez,
Just,
are you kidding?
a couple minutes. Micro naps is what he called them. And he didn't see a problem with it. He's like, what? I needed to recharge so that I could be, give you all that I have to give on the date. I need to rest up.
I will say, she said he was absolutely delightful when he was awake.
Yeah, it really recharged him. He was like, boom, okay, what's up?
And
Yeah,
the
he said
thing
every
is-
single time he woke up, he was like a completely different person.
Wow.
She seemed ready to forgive him after the car nap, but then when it came to the dessert nap in the restaurant booth, it was just too much.
Yeah, a little over the top. Somebody texted in at 78592 and said, my 10-year-old is taking a micro nap right now. It's kind of like she was on a date with a 10-year-old who just kept falling asleep.
I don't know if I have low standards, but I would have gone out with him again.
Really?
Yeah, I don't don't know. Like she said she had a great time.
They should just do a micro nap date together.
I don't know. Maybe I love naps. It could have worked out. I don't know.
They decided not to go out again. He still says it's not weird that he naps all the time throughout the day, even on dates. Doesn't matter. He'll take a nap at any time.
It is. I mean, that's the part that gets me is he doesn't understand that it's not a societal norm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we all love naps, right? But I mean, normally we take a nap, it's like 20, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. This guy literally takes like 5-minute naps. I don't know how you can do that.
I get it if you love napping.
Yeah.
I understand that you do, but you have to understand most people don't nap when they're out in public.
But maybe he's right. Maybe we should. Maybe we'd be a better, more productive society.
I agree. He's got it figured out.
Yeah.
I'm going to take like a minute micro nap right now.
During the next songs.
That's actually probably going to happen. You're the one that falls asleep in the bathroom stall.
That's true.
Yeah.
He really does.
I go take naps in the bathroom sometimes when I get really tired. Maybe I like this guy more than I thought.
Yeah. See?
Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back. It's Friday, and that means young Jeffrey will be here to sing his song of the week in just a little while at 8:10.
Moving 92.5.
Looking for the perfect birthday or anniversary gift or a special date night? Well, then you need Zodart, Seattle's only exotic car rental company. Visit Zodart.com to book an exotic special car for that very special day.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Everybody knows that the way to a woman's heart is car humor.
What?
And that's how Roger, the guy who's on the phone to do a second date update today, says he scored a date with Marissa, the girl that he wants to call. He said he used car humor.
I don't
really know what that means. That's
Okay,
just what his
good.
email said, so hopefully we can get an explanation. Roger, what exactly do you mean you scored a date with her using car humor?
Well, just that. I made a joke. I figured she's at a car show. She likes cars. I like cars. I made a joke.
Okay, you met her at a car show.
Yes.
Okay, and I have to know, what was your car joke?
Well, it's nothing great, but it worked for her. She was standing next to this 1970 Dodge Charger. It was a gorgeous car, but she looked so good next to it. I almost missed the car completely. But I just said I got to talk to her, so I went up and I started some small talk, and I said, I'm rebuilding a car just like this, but all I've got so far is a steering wheel.
That
That's
was it.
actually cute. I would fall for that too.
I know it's lame. It's
lame, but good.
But apparently it worked, right? You guys went out.
It worked.
Okay.
Exactly. We started talking. Yeah.
You sound charming enough to pull it off.
Well, I don't look it. It would have worked better on the phone.
So is the date that you want to talk about at the car show, or did you guys end up actually going out?
No, yeah, the car show went great. The actual date was that weekend at a concert we went to.
Oh, you even took her to a show.
I did. She was down. She said she wanted to go to a show with me.
Okay. And how did the show go?
It went great at first, but I have to be honest. I showed up at her house on my bike, of course.
Wait a minute. Did you say on your bike?
Yes.
Like a motorcycle?
No, bicycle.
Okay.
You showed up on a bicycle.
Yes, I lost my license. It's been many years ago. It's just something I'd rather not get into. But anyway, yeah.
Did she know that you were going to show up on a bicycle?
No.
Okay, listen.
First problem.
I mean, I think the bicycle's fine if you give a girl a warning, especially if you meet a man at a car show. You'd assume that he's going to come pick you up, I don't know, in a car.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I figured we had some good connections, some good common ground, that it wouldn't be a big issue.
So what were you going to do? Put her on your handlebars and take her to the concert?
Well, I'm a gentleman, okay, so obviously I thought, okay, well, if she drives us, I'd be a gentleman. I'd pay for parking. I'd pay for the tickets to the show, drinks, whatever she needed. I wanted to do that, at least since she was driving.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Did you ask her beforehand to drive, or did you just show up like, hey, you got to drive us?
I asked her if she could drive, but she didn't know I was going to show up on a bike.
Okay, so she thought you were just being like, hey, you want to drive? Because, it'd be cool.
Right.
Okay,
right.
But she kind of had to drive. She had no choice.
Right.
All right.
And so the car ride to the concert was not awkward then?
No. Like I said, it was more humor and more common ground. It was kind of everything that you think about when you think about, hey, I just met this person and we're together going to a concert. This should be a good time. It was perfect.
Okay, so she didn't seem bothered by the fact that you showed up. on a
No,
bike.
not at all.
That's cool, actually. Sounds like a cool chick.
Well, that's what I thought, yeah.
And so, how was the show?
Well, now we come to the crux of it. You know, it was going good at first, and I was really digging the music. She seemed to do that as well, and then she kind of said she had to go to the bathroom, and so I just kind of found, someone to talk to, and a few minutes go by, nothing, didn't see her, so I kind of checked around, didn't see her. So I guess it was 10, 15 minutes. I'm not sure exactly how long, but I finally got a text from her that said, she didn't feel good and that she went home. Oh. And, of course, my gut reaction was, okay, I understand, but now I have no ride home.
Yeah, I was going to say, how did you get home from the concert?
My bike is at her house.
Yeah. So how'd you get home?
I took the bus. I had to take the bus.
What did you say to her? What did you text back?
Well, at this point, I'm still assuming she's fallen sick. I don't want to offend her. I'm kind of offended myself that she didn't offer to at least ride me home. So I didn't say much. I didn't want to. I still thought I had a chance. Maybe she just felt sick. So anyway, I took a bus, got my bike, and I let her be.
Oh, you didn't knock on the door or anything when you
No. I let her be. I didn't know. I didn't know how sick she was.
Okay.
Have you let her be since the date, or have you tried to call her a few times?
No. I made some text message advances, if you will. I made some more car humor that seemed to work the first time. I figured it would work again.
God, you have a big library of car jokes at your disposal.
I do. I pride myself on that, yeah.
So, have you heard anything from her at all?
Nothing. Not a zilch.
Okay, so she basically ditched you in the middle of your date at the concert and has not talked to you since.
And there was no signs that she was having a bad time with you or that she was trying to escape for some reason?
Not at all. No, not at all.
Are you mad at all?
I'm not mad. I think I would just, I'm an adult. She's an adult. I thought we kind of hit it off. I know that we didn't meet under traditional circumstances, but maybe she could be an adult and say, hey, this is what I don't like about you, or this is why I won't return your calls, instead of being a 4-year-old about it.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, and find out if she can be an adult and tell us what happened on your date, okay?
All right.
All right, we'll get your second date update right after this.
Thank you.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Hey, Roger.
Hey.
Hey, before we make the phone call for your second date update, I wanted to first congratulate you on being the first person to do a second date update that has ever showed up for their first date on a bike. I was just thinking about it. We've had people show up on motorcycles before, but nobody actually show up on like a 10-speed bike and then make their date drive them somewhere.
Well, thanks very much. It's an honor to be the first.
It's an honor to have you on the show. If you're just tuning in, Roger went on a date with a girl named Marissa. They went to a concert. He showed up to her house on a bike because he doesn't have his license, so he made her drive to the concert. But in exchange, he paid for parking, drinks, everything else. He paid for it all, but he got ditched in the middle of the concert. She left and said that she felt sick, and he hasn't talked to her since. We're about to call her and find out if something went wrong on that first date.
And am I clear? No one in this room believes that she was actually sick. Like everybody thinks it was an excuse.
Yeah, it has to be.
When was this date, by the way? How long ago?
This was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks. Okay, so maybe she got that weird 2-week flu that's going on, and she hasn't been able to call you.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, I'm going to dial her phone number right now. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is this Marissa?
Yeah, speaking.
Hi, Marissa. My name is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Seriously?
Yes. How are you?
Yeah, I know you guys.
You do? Oh, awesome. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Nice.
How about you?
Good. Nice to meet you.
You as well.
Have any idea why I might be calling you today?
Well, I guess there's probably a lot of reasons you could be calling.
Well, I'm calling you today because somebody emailed us for a second date update.
Oh, my God.
Have you heard second date updates before?
Oh, yeah, totally. I listen to them all the time. Never thought that I would be on it, though.
Congratulations.
How many dates have you been on in the last 2 weeks?
2.
2, okay. And of those 2, was one of them named Roger?
Yes.
All right. Well, Roger would be the one that emailed us for a second date update.
Yep, I bet he did.
Oh, really?
He told us that you ditched him, and then, well, he said that you said you got sick, but we're all assuming that you ditched him in the middle of a concert.
Yeah, was it that subtle?
Dude, that's not cool. You were his ride, man. You can't just leave somebody stranded.
Yeah.
I know, I'm usually a good person, but, this was bad, you guys. I don't know what he told you, but I would love to tell you the true story.
Okay, so tell us what happened.
So, I don't know if he told you this, but we met at a car show. So, I'm pretty surprised when he shows up to my door on a bicycle.
He actually told us that. He said that he showed up on a bike and asked you to drive to the concert.
Oh, okay, he told you that. What else did he tell you?
He told us that, and he told us that you guys went to a concert, and then that you ditched him, pretty soon after you got there.
So he didn't tell you anything about the car ride to the concert?
No, nothing.
Are you serious? He didn't say anything about the car ride and what he told me?
No, he didn't. He actually said that you guys had a nice conversation on the way there.
Well, we have very different definitions of a nice conversation.
So what happened in the car then?
So we're in the car and we're driving, and he was talking about how expensive drinks at the concert were. So he wanted to stop at a liquor store on the way and pick up a 6-pack and have me smuggle it in my purse into the concert.
And you weren't down with that?
No, I said no. I didn't want to get caught and kicked out of the concert. Yeah. And beyond that, when I told him no, he called me a wet blanket.
You do sound a little straight-laced when you're so adamant against smuggling beer in.
Well, you just meet someone, and let's be honest, it was not a small venue. I've been there before. They check purses. I knew it wasn't going to work. What's the point?
So he insulted you after geez, just trying to save some money on beer, you wet blanket.
Yeah, totally. But it's almost I'm driving. I'm trying to go with the flow of the night. We're going to go to a concert, and it's cool. So I'm trying to, be open and brush it off a little bit.
Yeah.
But then we get into the concert, and, it's about 15 minutes into the show. Things haven't really built up yet. And he tries to pick me up and crowd surf me, hand me off to another person.
What?
Yeah. No one else is doing this yet. I just met this guy. He doesn't know me. It's not like I was do it,
Help me. I'm trying to picture this. So he just got behind you and tried to lift you up?
And then hand you off?
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing? I freaked out.
Who crowd surfs anymore anyway?
I don't know.
Is crowd surfing still a thing?
I think so.
So at that point, I was a little annoyed, but I was, trying to let it go. And then the final straw comes, right?
Uh-oh.
So he tries to get me to flash the band.
No!
What? Yeah.
No way!
Did you say to flash them?
Yeah.
What did he say to you?
He was like, hey, show the band your
Are you serious?
Why?
He kept telling me it would be hilarious if I showed the band my boobs. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna fall for that one. Thanks, buddy.
Is that when you left?
Yes. I said I had to go to the bathroom, and I just went straight for the exit. I thought about, calling a friend, getting a second opinion, but no, I was just out of there.
Oh, my gosh. He sounded so charming and lovable when we talked to him. Yeah. I'm, shocked by this information.
Yeah, he sounded that way at the car show to me, too, but, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, man.
Show me your boobs! You know that he's actually on the other line listening to this conversation and wants to talk to you?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Okay, you do know the second date updates. Roger?
Yeah, hey.
Hey, man.
Marissa, really? Did it take this to discuss it with you? Let's go over this. So what was the first turn-off for you?
Icicle and me driving.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay, all right. So I have a troubled past. I feel like you were a grown-up. You were an adult. Maybe you understand. Hey, I'm moving on.
Oh.
But you're
I don't want to talk about it.
You're talking about adulthood when you're the one that's telling her to show the band her boobs?
Okay,
Good
well,
point.
on that particular note, I thought it would be cool that if she showed the band her boobs, then we could maybe get a backstage pass. I would really impress Marissa. It would bring us
okay, but that's not impressing me if I'm the one doing the work. It's the same thing as smuggling the
It's a
six-pack
collective.
in. Okay,
It's a
you
date,
paid
Marissa. It's a
$8
collective
for
effort.
beer, but I have to put my life on the line for going into the show or not?
It's not putting your life on the line. It's having a little fun, Marissa. You need to lighten up a little bit, live a little bit. You smuggling beer. Everybody smuggles beer. Put it in your purse, your socks. I don't care. Your hoodie.
Okay, maybe that was an overstatement, but come on, man. You've never been to that venue before? They were checking everything. It was just a stupid idea.
Marissa, do you even hear what you're saying? You're talking like somebody who doesn't know how to experience life to the fullest. I mean, you're going to stay there if you don't lighten up.
Maybe your definition of living life to the fullest and mine are a little bit different.
And why wouldn't you be? You have socks. You could smuggle beer yourself. Why does she have to do it?
She's a gorgeous female. She can get away with a lot more than I can.
Oh, my God. Okay, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. But, like, beer aside, there were so many other things wrong with the date.
Marissa, I just feel like if you loosen up, live a little bit, have a little fun, we could have another date and we could have a good time. I just feel like you were too tight-laced.
It's her fault.
Now it's her fault, yeah.
It's her fault. God, show him some nipple, Marissa. What's your problem? Objectify yourself a little bit for some backstage passes.
Amen.
I was being sarcastic.
Listen, if I'm really that boring, why do you want to go out on a date with me again?
Because you're at a car show. Most girls don't go to car shows. So, boom, right there, you're my material.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and I thought you were my material, too, but you don't even own a car.
But he's got car jokes for days.
I have a car, Marissa. It's a nice car. I just can't drive it, okay?
Well, Marissa, would you like to go out with Roger again? We will pay for a second date.
Pay for the Uber.
No, I'm not up to being told how boring I am for another date.
It's probably a good call.
Marissa, if you had done the things I told you to, you would have had the time of your life. It wouldn't have been boring at all.
Sorry, my definition of fun just isn't crowd surfing and showing my boobs to strangers.
Yeah, you know what? You do sound a little boring, Marissa, I gotta say.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, Roger. No second date, man.
Come on.
Marissa, thank you for listening and thank you for telling us what happened on your date. I appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure.
Sounds like it.
Roger, good luck in the future. I'm sure you'll be able to find a nice lady who will let you show her boobs to strangers.
Exactly. That's what we need more of in this country.
Oh, my God. Yeah, what else is
Support you
good
100%.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 that says, if Roger's looking for a girl who's willing to flash her goods, I'll go out with him. I've shown my girls to 9 different bands so far, going on double digits. Sounds like she's a lot of fun.
I feel like she was flashing us when she texted that in.
Yeah, talking about today's second date update. This dude named Roger wanted to call Marissa and find out why she wasn't getting back to him after their date.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out he picked her up on a bike. Well, he drove to her house on a bike and then said, hey, by the way, can you drive us to a concert? He tried to get her to smuggle beer into the concert. She didn't want to. He tried to pick her up and throw her into the crowd so she could crowd surf. She didn't want to do that. And he even tried to convince her to flash the band. Basically, he was just a maniac at this concert.
Yeah, dude,
and she told him that she had to use the restroom and ditched him and never called him again and does not want to ever see him again.
Which no one can blame her because it's not like he was doing any of these things. He was like trying to force her to crowd surf. Like, go do it yourself if you really want to, buddy. But like, stop with the peer pressure, man.
I love the excuse like, well, maybe we could have gotten backstage passes. It's like, that's not the reason you wanted to flash.
He wanted to see it for himself.
Yeah.
Text in at 78592 says, I think Marissa needs to lighten up a little.
What?
She sounds like an 80-year-old crotchety bag. Have some fun while you're young.
Gosh.
I like how this guy was an a-hole the whole concert, and everybody's ripping on her for not flashing the band.
My gosh. And as if, even if she got backstage passes, like he would have been invited.
Yeah, right?
I mean, the reason a band would invite you back isn't the reason why they're going to have a dude come along,
Good
too.
point, Brooke.
So they agreed to not go out again.
Oh, man.
Poor Roger. But hopefully he'll find somebody who's a little more his speed and not so boring.
Oh, God, stick in the mud.
Yep. And remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back. Young Jeffrey's Song of the Week is coming up at 8:10.
Moving 92.5 presents